Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking to buy a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-888-88-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. A lot of stuff to cover on this July 4th holiday weekend. Hopefully you're talking about boating and maybe not out on the water at the moment because it's nuts out there. And I can report from firsthand experience that's across the country because I just got back from out west. I was doing a little family trip out to Bear Lake, Utah, which is just a couple, maybe 3-4 hours away from Skinwalker Ranch, where the UFOs are.
Yeah.
Have you seen that show, Barry, on History Channel, The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch?
No, I didn't know there was. I thought there was a Skywalker Ranch.
Stop?
I didn't know there
Well,
was a
Patrick,
Skywalker.
they're out there. It's being reported on even on the mainstream media. They're jumping on this UFO bandwagon.
What is wrong with you?
The truth
Well,
is out there.
That's right. And I was on a search for it. I was on Bear Lake, on the lake, and I was looking up in the skies at night.
Did
But
you get probed?
No, I didn't. I lost out on that
Oh, well.
Did you get
adventure.
You got to pay extra for that when you
I
go
would
to
think.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, but
He didn't get the probe package.
we
Sounds
were
like a
too
porn place.
we were too far away to experience
okay.
any UFO activity. But we did partake in some of the boating activities they had there
Wait,
at the
you were
lake.
too far away. That makes no sense. It's a UFO. It's traveled billions of miles.
Yeah, but they actually live under a mesa, and on Skinwalker Ranch, the alien aircraft that they're finding.
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff.
Greg is a living, walking, talking version of the National Enquirer.
No, that is incorrect. This is a TV show on History Channel.
Oh, well,
Must
it's
be
a
real.
TV show. It must be true.
Must be true. Patrick, Weekly World News. There you go.
You guys, you're skeptics now, but you know what? When I'll know when the
skeptics
probing
now.
is happening and when it's coming. You guys are going to be totally surprised. So
who has been the one person that you've been on this show with for the last 15 years who has consistently questioned just about everything, Greg?
Barry,
Okay, besides me.
Mike.
See, he just over for the last 15 years.
So Patrick,
Barry
what you
hasn't
were
been-
saying, you're admitting on the World of Boating today that you yourself, you're one of the aliens. Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
Yes,
Because I
Greg,
would buy
is
that.
Exactly what I'm saying. Anyway, never.
Okay,
No, I believe
moving
he
on.
was born down here, so
All right.
he's not an alien.
We didn't get to Skinwalker Ranch, but we did get to Bear Lake, Utah. And it's a beautiful lake, which honestly, I didn't know anything about it before getting out there.
And how disappointed were you when there were no bears in the lake?
Actually, there are no bears in the entire area anymore. The last big grizzly bear was like 1990 or something. I don't know. They have a statue in honor of Elfin or whatever his name. They named it. They named the last grizzly bear seen in that area of Utah. But regardless, we went out. They had this beautiful lake. It's called like the Caribbean of the West, this lake, because it's very turquoise blue. It's a beautiful, beautiful lake.
Yeah, the only people who call it that are the people who live there. But go on.
And every tourism, document you look up online
Sure,
or
Of course, that's how
everywhere.
you sell it.
But it's because of the makeup of the sandstone. It kind of changes the color of the water, makes it that turquoise Caribbean kind of blue color, that you would see out on the ocean. So it's a beautiful place, and then mountainous background, and even snow-capped mountains in the distance. I mean, it's just an amazing place.
Purple Mountain's Majesty.
But what was missing was a lot of the water. I mean, so we go out of our little condo thing. We had brought a bunch of family together for a reunion and had a huge house that was supposed to be on the lakefront. But the lakefront had extended probably almost a half a mile away from the house because the water level of the lake is extremely low. And it was quite a unique experience walking out there to the water's edge because, first off, you get your steps in for a day just going back and forth from the lake from one trip. But it was like, whoa, look at the water, how low it is. I mean, all the docks are exposed. A lot of, seabed or lake bed there was exposed. But, that said, there is still plenty of boaters, a lot of personal watercraft out there. It's a pontoon kind of thing because it's mostly those type of boats.
Yeah, they call that the Caribbean bed of the West, by the way.
Okay, yeah, close enough. And, it's a beautiful place, though. But the water level, I was like, gosh, I wonder how this is going to affect, people going out on the water. And, they didn't need docks because basically they were just driving their cars right out there on the exposed lake bed and launching.
Always a good idea.
Yeah.
It must be hard packed then.
Well, to a certain extent it was. In some areas it was a little soggy, yeah. And you could see where people could get stuck and that kind of thing. But the people that were adventurous enough, I mean, it kind of looked like Daytona Beach, driving out there on the beach in Daytona, Florida. So, but regardless, they got out on the water. I mean, it wasn't crazy, busy, but we went out. We actually rented a pontoon boat, did some water skiing for a day, and it was just beautiful. I mean, oh my gosh.
You skied off a pontoon boat?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Okay.
What? We actually rented a powered pontoon boat that was capable of speeds fast enough to tow a water skier for about 4 hours.
20 miles an hour.
I think he went a little faster than that.
Was this an inboard outboard pontoon boat or was this an outboard?
It was outboard.
Single engine or twin engine?
Single.
Twin pontoon or tri pontoon?
I think it was twin. I'm not positive.
8.5 foot beam or 10.5 foot beam?
Yes.
23 foot.
What? I've gotten every answer correct so far. What do you want from me?
Just making it up as he goes.
I'm not making anything up. I was right. But no, it was. I'll tell you, the vessel was relatively new. It was maintained. It was a rental company there by Bear Lake, and we went out. I mean, and I'll tell you, they charged a pretty penny to rent it for 4 hours, though it wasn't cheap. But we could take 15 people.
Bucks.
15 people out on this thing.
$500?
I'm not even going to say, but you're not really close.
But
and they're getting whatever they are asking. Let me put it that way. There was plenty of demand, and we actually did it even during the week in the off time frame, because as soon as like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even Thursday came around, man, it was like people were coming out of the woodwork. All the Mormons in the area, I guess, flocked to the area.
I assume it was warm up there.
It was, it was beautiful, and it was not that bad because you're about 5,000 feet elevation, just enough to take the edge off, Barry. So getting away from the Florida humidity and getting out on the water and say it was awesome because you got just enough of the humidity back where you didn't dry out like you're on the desert. But it was still, it was drier. It was like in the 80s. So, it was a nice cool off period for us Florida folks that are dealing with the 90s and 95s. And, heck, Barry and I can go out of our houses right now with our scuba gear and count it as a scuba dive. The humidity is so high in Florida right now. It's nuts.
Yeah. Hey, Greg, since you've been tracking all the accurate information from your trip, how far has the lake dropped?
A long, long way. I don't know what feet it was. It doesn't matter. I mean, what you want to put it in perspective of Lake Mead, which is getting all the attention right now online. If you look up Lake Mead on YouTube, there's people doing videos. They found dead bodies. I don't know if they found any dead bodies in Bear Lake, but there's definitely been enough of water receding that they could find some stuff that had been exposed, but I hadn't heard anything.
If you had pissed off your wife, they may have found one.
But it's nuts, the water levels. I mean, I don't even know if you can get a boat practically into Lake Mead right now. And I know what they were doing at Bear Lake. They were just going out on the water's edge and just taking boats and launching them right there from kind of like the beach that had been created.
Yeah, because I wonder the environment has been exposed for us greatly. Let's go and destroy it to get our boats out on the water.
Well, they weren't destroying nothing. There was nothing there. I mean, it was, the good thing is you didn't have to scuba dive to know what the lake bottom looked like because you just walk out on it, which was pretty much, a little bit of grass and, scrub and stuff. More coming up. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other two-thirds of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Oh, look at this. So much fun, you'll ship your pants.
You'll ship your pants, bro! We'll be singing and dancing. Singing and dancing. Singing and dancing. Singing and dancing. When that great, great ship comes in. Ship comes in.
This is the world of boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Berry, the boater, Mike the Mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information, and just tell you about some of our experiences, like my recent visit to Bear Lake, Utah. Beautiful place. I'd highly recommend it if you want to go out there and do some boating and water skiing, jet skiing, that kind of thing. I will tell you, we actually went out on a personal watercraft for a little bit too. And to me, going out on a lake on a jet ski or wave runner type of thing, kind of boring.
Yep. Oh, you like the waves.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, you can get to places, one end of the lake to the other lake very quickly on a personal watercraft for sure, but it's just not the same if you don't have some waves to kind of jump and, when you get into, jumping over people's wakes, that's not exactly the safest situation to do anyway.
Don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But, where jet skis for me, where they really come into play, especially here in Florida, is all these backwater areas where traditional boats really can't get into. And if you're really into kind of discovering those areas, it allows you, because of the shallow draft, to really get back into parts of the water where a lot of people are not able to get to.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And I will say, the scenery at Bear Lake, Utah was phenomenal. I mean, it was, but once again, the lake shore's the lake shore. So you get a little desensitized to it after a few minutes and you're like, okay, I want to do something with this thing. Well, the water's like glass clear, and it's like a pool. There's no waves, not even a ripple half the time.
And if you're into fishing, now that the water as the lake has shrunk, makes the fishing a lot easier.
Well, maybe, but I don't know. Fishing off of personal watercraft wasn't on the agenda for us.
Yeah, but that's huge too.
Well, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, down here you'll find you'll find those wave runners with rod holders and everything set up in them.
Right, but they're more fun to putz around on the ocean because you got various type of
You could jump the waves,
and things, and it makes it a little bit more entertaining. So I
Yeah,
mean,
then,
that's just my thing. Whatever,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, water levels down in some of these lakes out west, but it's not. It's not curtailing the boating activities that you can take advantage of and experience. So get out there, do it. Whether it's the 4th of July or not. Now, Mike the Mariner is actually down in Fort Pierce this weekend. And as you can see on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, you've been seeing a lot of camera movement going on, possibly, because he's, you're at the Navy SEAL Museum.
Yes.
Is that what it
and
is?
he's being chased by zombies.
What?
No, it's the U.S. Navy SEAL Museum, and just to take an opportunity to say, we have other days that we honor those that have fought for our freedoms. But just want to say thanks to everybody out there that has fought for this nation and the wonderful things that we're able to experience as Americans. So
absolutely great 4th of July thing to do there, Mike the Mariner. So is this an annual thing you do this weekend, or just happen to be there this weekend?
Well, we have a place nearby. I actually come to the Navy SEAL Museum quite often, and anytime we have friends that have never been, we try to bring them here. And so we're here with some friends, and they're taking the tour right now.
Yeah.
I'm outside enjoying the wonderful fall-like, weather.
Yeah,
it's actually
you're getting one of those dives in that I was talking about that Barry and I take advantage of in Florida right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
no, if you get a chance to come to Fort Pierce, I absolutely recommend a visit to the Navy SEAL Museum. There's a lot of good history here. It's a really great place to visit.
So what are you gonna find? What are you gonna see? I mean, I see some of the stuff behind you, but I can't really tell what it is exactly.
There's some really good, and I'm trying to stay in a non-windy area, so I don't have a lot of wind noise on the microphone. But there's a 80-foot jet powered. Well, it's diesel powered, but it has jet drives like a jet ski, and that's what's on camera now. It's an assault boat that takes Navy SEALs and up rivers and at night, and cloak and dagger missions. There's submarines here. There's all kinds of fast assault boats.
I think I actually see like a boot camp, trail or something behind you that you could work out like a Navy SEAL. Is that what that is? It is.
You absolutely can. Yes. If you sign a waiver, you can actually do this partial obstacle course that is patterned after what the Navy SEALs are actually trained to do.
And you've done it how many times, Mike?
I have never done this one.
What?
Read the fine print on that release, because if you complete that course, you have signed up for service.
Wow.
I am trying not to die. That's the issue. So
okay.
But
all right.
No, anyway, fantastic place. I highly recommend it. I bring people here every time I get a chance to. Lots of great history inside the building. There's a Black Hawk helicopter, and I don't know if you remember the Maersk, Alabama, that the Navy SEALs rescued the captain. That the Maersk, Alabama was taken over by pirates over in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
That lifeboat is here in this building.
Yeah,
and
really?
It's really, really cool to see. Right.
That was Tom Hanks' boat, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That movie was, and that lifeboat was actually delivered here by Maersk. They donated the boat and shipped it from the other side of the world to the Navy SEAL Museum and delivered it here.
Well, there you go.
I assume they washed out all the blood from the pirates.
No.
But the bullet holes are still there.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, but no, it's a really cool place to go.
Well, there you go. So, Navy SEAL Museum in Fort Pierce, Florida. Google it and you find it. Put it on your list of things to do, whether it's the 4th of July weekend or not. So you're out doing that with some friends. Barry, you've been taking your boat out, I hear. What's the latest on getting your boat back out on the water?
I took Surprise out a week ago, and she ran beautifully. I took it all the way down from Port Everglades through the Haulover Inlet, and they did dredge the Haulover sandbar.
Yay!
Really?
It
took all the fun away.
Yeah, it's 6 feet at high tide in the sandbar, and the intracoastal port is even deeper now. It's about 14 feet.
So nobody's losing all their crew members now when they're trying to putz out there in the waves because it's easier to navigate.
You could still, you don't see any boats grounding right now, and you could still throw an anchor out at low tide. I figure it's going to be about 4 feet deep. So the only people that may float away are the little ones. They may flow out the inlet.
Right.
But humans should be able to.
The YouTube videos have diminished practically now, probably, if this is the case.
Well, except for the people that go through the inlet when there's 4 to 5 foot rollers in the outgoing sea.
Right.
Those are always fun.
Okay. Yeah. So they're still doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. I did go all the way down through the intracoastal down to Key Biscayne. I visited my old snorkeling area where I used to snorkel as Jacques Cousteau.
Really? All right. Well, let's get the full report next, as well as what he's been doing with his trailer. The Barry's tale of trailer horror stories or something. I forget what it's. We'll get to that next. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 PSI left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Ryan, we've got to get on that ship.
Attention passengers, the karaoke contest will begin in 5 minutes.
Okay, now we've really got to get on that ship.
Look at me, I'm ship-faced. I'm a nautical disgrace. Round these yachties, I'm out of place. I'm ship-faced.
We're in the right place here for the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Mike the Mariner, Barry the Boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information on this 4th of July weekend. Hopefully you're making the best of it. What else do we got to cover today for everybody on this holiday weekend there, Patrick?
We want to run over to Mike because he is in imminent danger.
Uh-oh, why? What did he do now?
Well, apparently Navy SEALs are coming for him.
You've created an international incident here at the World of Boating once again.
Yeah.
He failed to get permission to broadcast from the facility. I told him.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Mike.
What happened?
No, so I actually learned something interesting last week when we got back to our home port, pulling into the slip. I noticed that the Florida Wildlife Commission was on the dock.
Oh,
there was a boat there, and there were 2 officers walking up and down the dock. I thought, I don't think I've ever seen them do that before, so I wasn't sure what that was about. Well, it turns out, not to talk crap or anything, but that's actually what they wanted to inspect. They wanted to inspect my sanitary system on the boat.
Say, hey, we got reports of a stinky smell coming from your vicinity.
Right. So they were inspecting all the boats in our marina.
Yeah.
But by the way, I'll say this: they were super professional, very nice guys.
Yeah.
Very educational. They handed me some paperwork, and they did check my Coast Guard documentation and all that as well.
Yeah.
But so when they, they told me what they were there to inspect, I said, okay, well, this is going to be easy because my boat's configured properly, and I showed them that my seacock was closed and that it was secured. And
Hey now.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Did they give you any of those?
Patrick, come on, man.
Did they
I'm
give
using
a
proper nautical term here?
Let's just moving on. Moving on. Just
So,
don't go
anyway,
there.
so-
Yeah. Did they give you
so-
any of those purple ink pills to put down your toilet? Or no?
No. Actually, because my system is currently disconnected by choice. So there is no way for me to dump my waste overboard unless I have to pump it out. So it's configured in a way that part of the conversation was very short and sweet. They were like, okay, you're fine.
Yeah.
So, but I learned something interesting.
Okay.
There is a new regulation out for vessels that have waste systems. You have to, especially if you're a liveaboard, the statute isn't extremely clear if you are not liveaboard, like if you have a boat like I do. I don't live on it, but I'm there a lot. But the statute states that you have to have a full year's record of all of your pump out activity.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I did not know that. And
So
and
you
when
have
he said
to
it,
let me get this straight. You have to log your boating
Yes.
bowel movements.
Yes, you have
Wow.
to log your boating bowel movements and have a year's worth of records on hand on your vessel, which currently I do not have because I did not know that existed. And I told him that, and he said, "Well, it's a new regulation, so we're educating people about that regulation."
Yeah,
So
they've had that kind of up like in the Great Lakes area where you also had to have on board a discharge plan. If you got boarded, that would show the authorities how you go about discharging waste or pumping out waste from your vessel.
They want to see if you're regular.
You can't just tell them you hold it in till you get back to dock.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, it's a little ridiculous.
Why do you
well,
say
that
Patrick?
part of it is because you can only do it one way. If you're pumping out, it's pretty straightforward. There really isn't a plan other than you got to find a marina that's ready to take you. So I was surprised about the records issue. So I made a phone call to my marina, and sure enough, they said, yeah, we keep all the records every time we pump your boat out. So in my marina, they bring a pump out boat to my vessel, pump it out, and
Yeah,
move on to
here's
others.
the problem, though. I'll tell you, I know a captain who has kind of a rule on his liveaboard boat that he doesn't allow people to use the facilities.
Correct.
And so, yeah, if he obviously, because he doesn't want to deal with the problem of having to pump his tank all the time.
Incorrect.
No, that is why he does this. He doesn't want to have to pump his tank all the time. So
that's what he's telling you, but that ain't the reason.
Well, what's the reason then, Patrick? Since I know him and you don't.
because you don't want that odor in your boat, especially one that you live aboard. I've been on plenty of boats over 36 years, and the ones that they either don't pump out their waste tank regularly, or that waste has been sitting in there for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And it's like living inside of that waste tank when you go inside those boats. It is.
Well, I'm sure that's
disgusting.
part of it, but I can tell you, I know him, and he's extremely lazy, and he doesn't want to do that.
I feel a little nauseous right now.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, if you maintain them properly, then you're fine. You have to make sure that, like, I have a vacuum flush system. I have 2 bathrooms on the boat, and so I have 2 vacuum flush systems. As long as you make sure that they're serviced regularly and adjusted, they have these things called duck bills on them.
Oh yeah.
You have to make sure those are adjusted properly. You're fine. You don't get any smell.
You know what's great is when you get the calls about the duckbill valves that have reversed themselves.
Well, yeah, but what are they going to do when they say, if they come across a captain like my friend who doesn't let the guests and him, he doesn't use his own facility. And then like, hey, you haven't pumped for 5 months. There's no way you've been holding it that long, buddy.
Well,
what's the question is this? I could see where the marinas obviously have to keep record of that for environmental regulations, for county whatever it may be. But for boat owners to then have to have that on board, that's for me, that's a little bit of government overreach. You don't.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because, I mean, how are they going to be able to tell that? Like, my boat is technically live aboard capable. It's got 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You could live on it all day long. And there are people in my marina that live on boats exactly like mine. So they pump out twice a month. I pump out once every 2 months.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Because we're there on the weekends. And so
some people eat more fiber than others. How are you going to regulate this problem?
Yeah, I mean, I eat a lot of salads, and it's
all right. Barry, what say you? What do you think, Barry?
Wait, let me swallow here. Okay.
Weird.
Hold your nose.
I mean, this would be the same as every year when you go to your local pharmacy and get a sheet with all the medications you took. You could probably do the same thing at your marina. Is that every year they would have a sheet with all the times you had to pump out.
Be careful how you say sheet.
Yeah, but the government isn't requiring you to keep on your person a list of all the medications that you've taken over the last year and at the times when you've taken them.
Right. But on the other side of the coin, I'm sure there are a lot of people that maybe don't pump out as much as they should.
Well, exactly. So how are you going to even, how are you going to regulate this?
I
don't know.
Of how often I pump out my waste tank on my boat. Hey, government, stay out of my life, stay out of my boat, stay out of my waste tank.
It's a freedom pump.
Well, I don't know where, and this is we're talking about a state law in Florida, correct, Mike?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, FWC.
Yeah. This was Florida. Well, I don't. Yeah, the regulation is a state of Florida regulation.
Okay. Well, sounds like a bunch of
no
crap. Hey. Yeah, I had to go there eventually. All right, more coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast. Why?
Love the 4th of July, love the 4th of July. I do it up big on the 4th of July. 4th of July. 4th of July. Everybody. 4th of July. 4th of July. 4.
I think we get the idea. This is the World of Boating. Hopefully you're making the best of the 4th of July weekend. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, rounding out the crew. Patrick, what say you?
Before we get to Barry's update on Trailer of Woe, and that's Woe, WHOA.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! With the 4th of July holiday fast approaching, we have talked about this every year. I just want to do the traditional Captain Patrick PSA to all boaters out there, especially those of you who trailer your boats. Stay home. Don't do it. Don't go out on the water late at night. If you are going to, plan on anchoring and staying for a very long time. And please, 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 and this is all seriousness, do not, if you're at the helm of the boat, indulge with alcohol. Be the sober driver. Barry,
right.
Off to you.
And if you are, do what Barry does. Get liquored up and set off your flares.
Yes, I already tried. I had some 2011 flares I tried to lighten up. They wouldn't light.
They wouldn't light.
The reason why? Yeah, they were that old. They'd expired. So
that's actually a great thing to bring up, because it points out that if you're carrying expired flares and you don't normally get boarded for safety inspection or whatever, they're not going to work.
That's right. But what would you like to know first? We have a listener.
What,
Mr.
You lie.
Yeah. No, I don't. Mr. Todd Chambers. Is that correct?
Todd
Chambers. Yeah.
I know Todd. Sure.
he listens to our show, and good for him.
Glutton for punishment. Okay, got it.
He sent us an advertisement for a company in Clearwater, Florida called Gulf Marine of Clearwater, and they sell cross members and other parts for trailers.
To help you out with your trail or your tail of your trailer issue.
The tail of trailer. I spoke to a woman named Gianna and sent her some photos and some drawings, and
she told you to get lost.
Not yet,
Oh, okay.
but she did say that we could probably throw something together, because I guess a lot of trailers nowadays, those vertical, what would you call them, standoffs that are welded to the cross member?
Yeah, for the bunks.
Yeah, for the bunks.
Yeah.
Apparently they have ones that are universal that I guess you could just run a screw through them or somehow adjust the height. I don't know. So we're going to find out.
Okay.
So you ordered them, or are you just going to go over there?
I
or what
haven't
are you
done
gonna
that yet. I sent her some more drawings. She needed to know some facts about the width, the inside width and the outside width. It's calling me now, my dog.
Yeah.
Of the outside rails of the trailer. So I had to do those measurements. I sent those off with some photographs to show her how everything is set up. And then she'll contact me next week. And if she says, yeah, we can do something, then I'll just pop the cross member off. I already told Patrick how I do that. And drive up there.
Yeah, look, I still think you should have just gone to like Lowe's and got a 4x4 and just cut it to width and shoved it up in there, and then you're good to go.
Well, I
kind of tight. Cut the 4x4, shove it up in there between the two outside rails, and then tie wrap it to the existing cross member.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what we do in the state of Florida.
For anyone just tuning in right now, at that particular, this is the world of boating. We're talking about Barry's trailer.
Right. The other thing, you could just duct tape around the the rusty part.
Oh yeah. Well, if you can't see it, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. So, but I did take some prize out. She ran beautifully. It had been over a year since I had run her, but that gas was still good because I put Stay Built in there. I put stabilizer in there. Why had I not taken it out?
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason in 2021, I just wasn't taking her out. I was doing other things.
Lazy.
It could have been that, but really, I loved it out there. I had a great time. The boat ran great. No issues with it. I had rebuilt the VHF system for the
how much of the work that you did do you think you wouldn't have had to do had you been using your boat at least once a month the previous year?
I don't think I would have had as much of an issue with the cross member because I would have caught it earlier and taken care of it earlier.
Yeah, because duct tape is an easy supply, so
right.
But I mean, you would have probably caught corrosion, especially like on your fuel separating water filter bracket. You probably would have caught a lot of that stuff a lot earlier.
Well, that was already corroding. I just decided when I saw it, I said, something, it's time to change that. Because really, that's where my antenna coupler was.
I'll wait till the filter's laying in the bilge.
As most boaters
when
do.
I start smelling gas, then I know it's time to change it. Right.
The fuel lines will keep it together.
Well, that's one of the other things I have to do is I have to send you a drawing. But all the oil lines, that this is one of those. It's a 2-stroke engine that you don't mix the oil. It has a oil pump that pumps it into the intake.
It's oil injected.
It's oil injected. And all those oil lines are no longer as soft and supple as they used
to be. They started to crack out?
No, they're not cracked yet. But, I use Boeing T9 spray on everything there. They use that on aircraft engines. And it seems to have taken care of it to a point. But I really need to replace all those lines. So
because that's all of about like $10.
Well, I got to go to Yamaha place and find them because these are all pre-bent and everything. I'm not going to go into an aquarium store and just use a bunch of vinyl tubing. They only do that in Miami.
Or make it wrap duct tape around them.
Yeah, right. It works. But I plan on taking Surprise out tomorrow.
Early morning.
Early morning. I wish I could have taken her out about 4 days ago. The ocean was absolutely flat. I could have gone to Bimini and back.
Yes, in your 17-foot center console Triumph non-sinkable boat.
Well, I could have gone one way. I would have needed another 10 gallons to make it back.
Well, you could have
Well,
got
that's why
that.
you carry a couple extra, fuel tanks.
jugs.
Yeah, you
I
could have
thought
got
about
fuel
that.
on the Bahamas.
But then if you get boarded, then they're
No,
like,
you
why are
can't-
you carrying this extra fuel, drug runner?
Right. But you can't just go into the Bahamas and get fuel without having to pay a fee. Isn't that correct?
Well, yeah, if you're going to go through customs and immigration, yes, you're going to have to pay a fee.
Wait. So you're saying that I could stop at Bimini just to get fuel and then leave?
Yeah.
I don't have to go through customs?
No, yeah, you do have to go through customs. Absolutely.
Oh,
would have to
yeah,
do that.
but then you would have to pay that. Oh, that fee is only for docking then?
No, you have to pay customs, Bahamas immigration, and go through the whole process. But that fee you're talking about, it's not just for one trip. I think it's like a 6 month or a year fee thing. Now.
You could do two trips within 6 months. But I thought what I would need to do is if I went over there is to refuel. Could I just stay right off the dock and then, hang it over the side and just refuel my tank so I could leave without
I
having
think
to do
once
all
you
that?
go into their waters, you're considered.
See, yeah.
You got to call somebody. Work a
But see, what you got to
deal
do
on
is
the
you got to
side.
look. You got to look at their multi-pass setup. So you can get the 3-day pass, or you can get the 6-month pass with another 6 months free, or you can get the 1-year pass with an additional 3 months after that, which will allow you access to the wacky water wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the local Bimini jail and I'm calling Greg, help me get out of here.
Like Greg's going to answer your call.
Yeah, hey, and look, bonus now in the Bahamas, you don't have to get tested before you go in if you've been vaccinated. So they just released that restriction on having to get tested to get into the Bahamas. So there you go.
Well, if I
Barry.
start coughing, maybe they throw me out.
Well, I don't think they'll need that as an excuse. Just opening your mouth will be enough.
Just go in there and
to
say,
be deported
I know
from
Greg
the
Holt.
Bahamas. Yeah.
Get out of here.
There's that too. All right. On that note, we'll wrap it up till next time. Remember, whether it's sail or motor,
Life is better as a floater.
safe boating, everyone.
Come back here, you barnacle-bitten swab! World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.